Today we'll be going over all the latest Tesla news from Tesla's 2020 employee numbers, the new EV federal tax incentive, as well as Joe Rogan sitting down with Elon talking about updates on the Roadster as well as the Cybertruck. With the global pandemic in 2020 tearing through the American workforce, it was a very rough year for jobs. Many companies having to slash their jobs, but despite the work climate, Tesla had an excellent year. Tesla says here, as of December 31st, 2020, our full-time count for our full-time and our subsidiary employees worldwide was 70,757. To date, we have not experienced any work stoppages as a result of labor disputes, and we consider our relationship with our employees to be good. Our key human capital objectives is managing our business, including attracting, developing, and retaining top talent, while integrity, diversity, equality, and inclusion principles and practices into our core values. They added just over 20,000 full-time employees to their roster, from 48,016 to just over 70,000. They went from 15,000 to 30,000 in 2015 to 2016, followed by 2 tough years in 2018 and 19, where Tesla went through several rounds of layoffs. But Tesla now seems to have hit their stride and are growing even more rapidly into the new year. But with service centers and showrooms opening up almost every single day, and Gigafactory Berlin and Gigafactory Texas looking to start producing and manufacturing sometime in 2021, Tesla could easily grow their employee number to 100,000 by the end of this year. Moving on to our next bit of news, Tesla is set to regain access to a $7,000 tax incentive EV program. This program dates back to the Bush administration and then revisited in the Obama era, but was ended in December of 2020. Although with this starting back up, every customer that buys an EV will now gain access to a free $7,000 check from the federal government. The federal government has put a limit of 200,000 deliveries for each automaker. Once an automaker hits that 200,000 delivery cap, it will trigger a phase-out period, which will remove access to getting that federal tax incentive if you buy that EV. So if Tesla were to hit that cap and you were the 200,000 and first customer, you would not have access to the federal tax incentive. The only car companies to hit the 200,000 threshold were Tesla and GM, which really helped accelerate their sales of EVs throughout the years. But since they hit the threshold and their customers no longer are incentivized by the federal tax credit, then it really put Tesla and GM at a disadvantage to its competitors at selling EVs. But now that Tesla customers can gain access to the federal tax incentive, it will only boost Tesla's numbers even more. Essentially, this tax incentive will give you $7,000 off your purchase price of an EV. So let's say you buy a brand new Model Y with a blue paint job and the white interior. That brings you to a tag of $51,990. But you buy it with financing with a down payment of $4,500, and that brings your payment to $729 a month. Once you take delivery and you show proof of purchase to the federal government, they send you a check for $7,000. That $7,000 is equal to just over 9 months of that brand new Model Y's monthly car payments. This is super exciting if you're looking to purchase one of the cheaper Tesla models in 2021. And before we get to our last topic, today's Tesla moment of the day is 2 people sleeping with their car in autopilot. Check it out. Let's just hope they woke up. And for our last topic, Elon went on Joe Rogan's podcast for the 3rd time the other day, where they both comfortably drank some whiskey, talked about life on Mars, and flying roadsters. Yes, you heard that right. Elon talked about how he envisions how the Roadster's going to hit the road, or rather, the skies. When Joe asked Elon about the Roadster and when it's going to take delivery, Elon said they're finishing engineering and designing this year and hopefully will start delivering it by next year. Elon went on to say that he wants the Roadster to hover, maybe just a few feet, and he's trying to figure out how to do that without killing anybody. Now this would be super impressive if Tesla can come up with hovering technology, have it street legal, put it in all of the Roadsters, and have that shipped out just by next year. But never say never with Tesla, because you truly never know with them. Although this wouldn't be the flying cars from the Jetsons, Elon said he would have to put a height limit on it, maybe around 6 feet. He went on to say the hovering would be time limited due to the thrusters being powered by a high-pressured air bottle. The thruster in the SpaceX package, as Elon went on to call it, would replace the back seats that the base Roadster would have. Needless to say already, the base Roadster has a 0 to 60 time in 1.9 seconds, an insane 620 plus mile range. Just imagine if it could fly and have a rocket thruster on the back that would give it even better performance numbers. It's just something out of a science fiction movie. And as promising as all of that sounds, Elon said if he couldn't figure out the hovering technology within the year, that at the bare minimum, Tesla is confident that they could do a thruster where the license plate flips down James Bond style, and there would be a rocket thruster behind it that gives you tons of thrust. As the podcast went on, they started talking about the equally as anticipated Tesla Cybertruck that will likely hit manufacturing by the end of this year. I made a video on Monday about the Cybertruck. You can check that out somewhere up here. But basically, Elon confirms those reports and all the reports in the past that he made it 5% smaller, but the product from the unveiling didn't change all that much. In the podcast, he tells Joe he actually changed it 3% smaller just so it can fit in the Boring Company tunnels. Also, in Monday's video, when we talked about the Cybertruck, we talked about the Jay Leno interview where Jay and Elon took the Cybertruck underground in the Boring Company tunnel. Elon tells Joe that the interview was hair-raising because that was the first time the Cybertruck went into the tunnel and he wasn't sure if it was too big, and he said it barely inched in. But now that the Cybertruck is 3% smaller, it will definitely fit, be street legal, fit in most garages. The timeline for production and delivery that Elon told Joe was the same thing we've been hearing in the past couple weeks, that Tesla will start producing the Cybertruck sometime this year and start doing limited delivery by the end of this year, with high volume delivery starting in 2022. I guess time will only tell what limited delivery really means to Elon and what that number actually is. But if you enjoyed today's video, please leave a like. You can subscribe right here if you're new. You can check out my last video right here and a playlist of all my other videos right here. And I'll see you on Monday with the latest in Tesla news.